Hello everybody. In my last class, I have proved Tarjaki ultimate bearing capacity equation. So the equation is QU CNC okay. Now look, I'm marking this is as first term, this is as second term, this is as third term. Okay. So what is C? C is equation. C is equation. What is DF? DF is depth of foundation. And what is B? B is width of foundation. Okay. Now, what is about NC, NQ and N gamma? NC, NQ and N gamma all are bearing capacity factor. Their bearing capacity factor, and they all are function of phi. They all function of phi. Now look, here gamma is present in second term and third term. So what is the gamma of third term and second term? So gamma is, in case of second term, this gamma is the unit weight of soil above foundation level. First term gamma is for soil above foundation level. Above foundation level. And third term gamma is for soil below foundation level. Okay, suppose it is a isolated footing, isolated square footing, and it is ground level and it is foundation level. Let B is the width of footing and DF depth of foundation. Then stress level will be up to B depth as per Tarjaki assumption. So up to B depth there will be stress level. Stress level. So second term gamma is the unit weight of soil which is present in between ground level and foundation level. So this is second. And this is third. Okay. Now to find out NC, NQ, N gamma, here is equation for N phi. N phi is tan square 45 degree plus phi by 2. It will be 1 plus sin phi by 1 minus sin phi. And to find out the value of NC, NQ, N gamma, some equation is here, like NQ is equal to N phi e to the power pi tan phi, N gamma 1.8 tan phi NQ minus 1, and NC cot phi. So this equation is used to find out the value of NQ, N gamma and NC. So if soil is cohesive, okay, what is cohesive? Cohesive means soil having cohesion. So for cohesive soil, C will exist and phi will be 0. This is the condition for cohesive soil. Then as per Tarjagi, what will be the value of N phi, NQ and NC? So look, first what will be the value of N phi? As because phi is equal to 0, then N phi will be 1 plus sine 0 by 1 minus sine 0, that will be 1. And what will be the value of NQ then? N phi 1 e to the power pi tan 0 will be 1, e to the power 0 will be 1. And value of NQ we got 1. And value of N gamma, NQ 1 minus 1 will be 0. But the value of NC will be 5.7. This is empirical result as per Tarjagi. Tarjagi empirical result. Empirical value. So if you have to find the ultimate bearing capacity according to Tarjagi, then you have to put the value of NC is 5.7. So there is another scientist, name of scientist is Prandtl. As per Prandtl, the value of NC is different. As per Prandtl, the value of NC will be 5.14. You have to just remember this value. So now coming modified equation for Tarjagi ultimate bearing capacity for other footing. Look, as I discussed, Tarjagi bearing capacity equation, Q U is equal to CNC gamma DF NQ plus 0.5 gamma B N gamma. It is only applicable if footing is steep footing. It is only applicable in case of steep footing. Okay. But if you have to find ultimate bearing capacity for square footing, circular footing or rectangular footing, then the equation will be modified. So what will be the modified equation? Then modified equation, UBC means ultimate bearing capacity for other footing. So let's footing is square in shape. Square footing. In case of square footing, length just will be equal to width. Then the modified equation of ultimate bearing capacity will be QU is equal to 1.3 CNC plus gamma dF NQ plus 0.4 gamma B N gamma. So here extra 1.3 is multiplying with the first term. So what about then circular footing? In case of circular footing, ultimate bearing capacity will be QU is equal to 1.3 CNC plus gamma dF NQ plus 0.3 gamma D N gamma. So in case of square footing it was 0.4, in case of circular footing it will be 0.3. Okay. So as because it is circular footing, then width will be just diameter. D is nothing but diameter. And rectangular footing. Rectangular or wrapped footing. The equation will be, in case of rectangular or wrapped footing, 1 plus 0.3 B by L CNC plus gamma dF NQ plus 0.5 1 minus 0.2 B by L gamma B N gamma. Look, from this equation you can go the equation of square footing. So when it will be square footing, when B will be B is equal to L, then it will be square footing. So just put the value B is equal to L here, then you will got the result. Just the equation of square footing. So 1 plus 0.3 CNC plus gamma dF NQ 0.5, and what will be the value then? 1 minus 0.2 gamma B N gamma. It will be 0.5 into 0.8 gamma B N gamma will be 0.4 gamma B N gamma. Okay, so it will be something 1.3 CNC plus gamma dF NQ plus gamma B N gamma. So you can go from this equation to square footing. Okay. So all the above equation is on the basis of general shear failure, as because Tarjagi assume that the failure will be in general shear failure. But if soil fails in local shear failure, then value of C and phi will be changed. So value of C and phi will be modified. So it is very important, if soil fails in local shear failure, if soil fails in local shear failure, then what will be the value of C and phi? The modified C value will be, C modified will be 2/3 of C, and phi value will be modified phi value will be 2/3 of tan phi. So as because phi have changed, then also NC, NQ and N gamma will be also change, as because all are depend on phi. So then the modified equation will be QU 2/3 C bar NC dash plus gamma DF NQ dash plus 0.5 gamma B N gamma dash. Okay, so this will be the equation in case soil fails in local shear failure. Okay, when soil fails in local shear failure, then the ultimate bearing capacity will be modified and value of phi and C will be changed, as because NC N gamma. So as because as in case of local shear failure, phi and C will be changed. So as because NC, NQ, N gamma all are function of phi, then they also will be changed. So now look, very important points. If look, some important point. In case of pure sand, so in case of pure sand, what will be value of C? C will be 0, as because sand is cohesionless. Sand cohesionless. Then what will be the value of ultimate bearing capacity? QU C 0, so 0 NC plus gamma DF NQ plus 0.5 gamma B N gamma. So first term will become 0. So then gamma DF NQ plus 0.5 gamma B N gamma. That's mean in case of sand, ultimate bearing capacity depends on size and depth both. Size and depth both. As if you increase the size, if you increase the width of the foundation B, if you increase this, then ultimate bearing capacity also increase. So in case of pure clay, so phi will be 0 in case of clay, as because clay is cohesive in nature. So then what will be the result of ultimate bearing capacity? So as per tar जाएगी, NC value will be 5.7, NQ will be 1 as phi is equal to 0, and N gamma will be 0. We have discussed it. So then QE will be C 5.7 into C plus gamma DF NQ is equal to 1 plus 0.5 gamma B into 0, as because N phi is equal to 0. Sorry, N gamma is equal to 0. NQ will be then 5.7 C plus gamma DF. So look, in case of clay, ultimate bearing capacity is not depend on size of footing. Okay, it is only depend on depth of foundation and cohesion. Okay, it is not depend in size of footing. Understood? So let's coming most important topic, effect of water table on bearing capacity. So many numerical asked in exam from this topic. Effect of water table on bearing capacity. Here two concepts. One is effective unit weight concept, or gamma submerged concept. Another is water correction factor concept. It also called gamma sat concept. So look, I am drawing a isolated footing. It is a isolated footing. This ground level, it is foundation level. Up to B depth, it will be stress level. So I am marking below stress level, I am marking it is zone 1 and this is zone 2 and this is zone 3. So if water table is present in zone 1, then there will be no effect on ultimate bearing capacity equation, as because what was the assumption of Terzaghi equation? Terzaghi assumed that soil will feel stress up to B depth. So if below stress level water table is present, then there will be no effect on ultimate bearing capacity equation. So we can write so first I am discussing effective unit weight concept. So when water table is in zone 1, WT means water table is in zone 1, then there will be no effect on ultimate bearing capacity. Ultimate bearing capacity. Understood? But second case, if water table is present in zone 2, suppose water table is present in zone 2, this is symbol of water table. So assuming that from foundation level up to X depth water table is present, then what will be the distance of this? B minus x. Okay, so if water table is present in zone 2, simply I'm writing zone 2. So if water table is present in zone 2, then what will be? Then only third term will be affected. Look, as I said, it is first term, it is second term, it is third term. So third term is nothing but B depth. So if water table is present zone 2, that's mean in this gap, then only third term will be affected. So what will be then equation? QU will be CNC plus gamma dA in Q. This gamma will not change, okay, plus 0.5. So from foundation level to x depth there is no water, so gamma will be same, gamma into x, plus, but from water table to stress level you have to take gamma submerged, as because I am talking about effective unit weight concept, that's mean gamma submerged concept. So we have to take gamma submerged into B minus x. Okay, into n gamma. Understood? So then what will be net ultimate bearing capacity? To find out net ultimate bearing capacity, ultimate minus effective stress up to foundation, at foundation level, effective stress at foundation level. Okay, so what will be the effective stress as foundation level? QU minus gamma dA. So now if water table is present in zone 3, then what will happen? Suppose water table is present in zone 3. Suppose from ground level up to y depth water table is present. Okay, then all term will be affected. In this case all three terms will be affected. All three terms. So when water table present in zone 3, then what will happen? In this case all three terms will be affected. But effect on cohesion, so all three terms will be affected, but effect on cohesion at the base level of foundation is negligible. We can neglect it. The change of cohesion is very negligible. So then what will be the ultimate bearing capacity equation? QU C dash NC. So I am taking C dash is equal to C, as because they are very negligible change, so we can take C dash as C, plus, look, up to Y depth, as because there is no water table, then the unit weight of soil will not be changed, so it will just be same as it was. But from water table to the stress level, unit weight will be submerged unit weight. Okay, got it? So this will be better. I am showing the diagram again here for better understanding. It is ground level, it is foundation level, and this is stress level. Okay, and water table present up to Y depth, water table. So what will be this distance? It will be dm minus y. So this is zone 3, zone 3. So then from ground level to Y depth, value of unit weight will not be changed, it will be same as it was, into gamma into y, gamma into y, plus for this distance it will be gamma submerged into this depth, NQ, plus 0.5 gamma submerged, as because from foundation level to stress level it also under water table, B N gamma. Understood? So to find out net ultimate bearing capacity, it will be QU minus effective stress at foundation level. But effective stress at foundation level will not be equal to just gamma into df, as because their water table is present. So what will be then effective stress at foundation level? Effective stress at foundation level will be total stress minus pore water pressure. So what is total stress? For y distance it will be just gamma into y, and for df minus y distance, for df minus y distance it will be gamma sat df minus y. So it is total stress. And what will be then for water pressure? As because water present in df minus y depth, then pore water pressure will be dm minus y. So it is effective stress at foundation level. Got it? I think you understood. So now coming second concept. What was second concept? Second concept was water table correction factor. Concept 2. Water table correction factor. Its another name is gamma sat concept. So in this concept, Q is equal to CNC gamma dA NQ into RW. This is water correction factor plus 0.5 gamma B N gamma R dash W. It is also water table correction factor. So in this case, as per water position, gamma will be gamma or will be gamma sat. It will depend on position of water table. Similarly, this gamma or gamma sat. So what is RW and R dash? RW and R dash W are water correction factors for second and third term. What is the formula of RW? RW is equal to 0.5 1 plus Y by dF. Look, as because RW is for second term, then it will be Y to dF depth. That's mean from ground level to foundation level. So you have to remember this formula, very important for numerical. So it is for applicable for Y up to depth of foundation from ground level. And what will be value then? R dash W 0.5 1 plus X by B. Okay. It is from foundation level to stress level. So from foundation level to stress level. So when we can apply this formula when water table is present between foundation level to stress level. Understand? Look, suppose water table present in zone 1. Okay. It is isolated footing, ground level, foundation level, and this is stress level. Suppose it was zone 1, it was zone 2, it was zone 3. Suppose water table present in zone 1, that means somewhere in between. Then there will be no effect on ultimate bearing capacity. As I told in effective unit weight concept, there will be no changes in ultimate bearing capacity equation. So when water table is in zone 1, look, then what will be the value of RW? RW is equal to 0.5 1 plus y by df. But as because there is no water present in zone 2 and zone 3, then y will be just equal to df. Y will be just equal to df. So this will be nothing but 1, and r dash w will be same, 1 plus b by b, it will be 1. So there will be no change in ultimate bearing capacity equation. But if water present in zone 2, in case of water present in zone 2, then only third term will be affected. Assuming water table present in here from foundation level to up to x depth, then what will be the value of Rw? Rw will be 0.5, 1 plus df by df, as because no water table present in between foundation level to ground level, so y will be just equal to depth of foundation. But r dash w 0.5, 1 plus, assuming that from foundation level up to x depth water table is present, then you have to take x by b, so it will not be equal to 1, it will be less than 1. Okay, it will be less than 1. So then what will be the equation of ultimate bearing capacity? QU will be CNC plus gamma dA NQ into 1, as because RW is equal to 1 plus 0.5 gamma sat B n gamma R dash W. So when R dash W or RW will be there, then gamma will be changed. So then gamma will be gamma sat. Okay. So now see zone 3. If water table present in zone 3 up to y depth, suppose water table present in here, then all term will be affected. All term will be affected. But as I told you, C changes of question negligible, then we can take it as C dash is equal to C. So what will be the value then? RW obviously will not be 1 plus y by df, and it will be less than 1. And as because water table present in zone 3, then what will be value of x? X will be nothing but 0, as because water table is in zone 3, not in zone 2. Then what will be the value of R dash? 0.5, 1 plus 0 by b, it will be 0.5. Then what will be the equation of ultimate bearing capacity? QU will be CNC plus gamma sat df NQ RW plus 0.5 gamma sat B n gamma into 0.5. It is coming from R dash W. Okay, so it is all about water correction factor. So from next class I will continue. So if you like my video, do share, subscribe. Thank you.